What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to No Limit Sports Talk. And the NFL awards were just announced yesterday, so I'm going to be giving my predictions and the real pick, seeing if I agree with it or disagree. But let's get straight into it already. Starting off with MVP, my pick was Aaron Rodgers. The real pick was Aaron Rodgers. This was a pretty easy one to me. I mean, if you had anybody else, then you really don't know what you're talking about. And if you did have anybody else, I'm going to have to hear about 20 minutes of reasoning. But obviously, one of the greatest players in the league right now, of all time, I should say, even too. Led his team to 13-3, over 4,300 passing yards, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And if I'm not mistaken, either the best or one of his best QBR ratings of his career, 121.5. So he was lighting up the league all season. Definitely one of the most unstoppable teams, including players in Devontae Adams on his side. So I think that I think that the Packers should be in the Super Bowl, but they faced I should say that they faced the refs in the NFC Championship. But moving on, speaking of lighting up the league, arguably the best running back in the NFL, my pick was Derrick Henry. The real pick was Derrick Henry, and he was just unstoppable. Unstoppable. 2000 over 2000 yards this season, 17 touchdowns, led the Titans to the playoffs. Not able to get past the first round because the Ravens knew what was coming. The Titans were able to beat the Ravens in the first round last season with Lamar winning MVP. But yeah, the Ravens were ready this time and they stopped him. But other than that, in the regular season, he was lighting up the league. He was unstoppable. I mean, you put one guy out there, there's no way that you're stopping Derrick Henry unless he has a broken leg. It's gonna have to be at least a 3-on-1 to stop him. But either way, I'm agreeing with the first two picks. Aaron Rodgers for MVP, Derrick Henry for Offense Player of the Year. Moving on, Defense Player of the Year, our first controversial call here. The real pick was Aaron Donald. I said TJ Watt. A lot of people said TJ Watt. The biased part of me said Xavier Howard, of course, because I'm a Dolphins fan. But the real part of me says TJ Watt. But it was Aaron Donald. I don't agree in this call. You look at the stats. TJ Watt led Aaron Donald in the following stats: tackles, sacks, tackles for loss, pressures, QB hits, passes deflected, and interceptions. Basically everything except for forced fumbles, and Donald only had about one more than Watt. So definitely not the call that most people thought to see here, let alone wanted to see. And I think that TJ Watt got robbed. Aaron Donald now has 3 Defense Player of the Year awards, I think only joining JJ Watt and somebody else. So it'd be nice to see TJ Watt get a Defense Player of the Award to join his brother, but fortunately it's not going to happen this year. And he's going to have to wait another season, but I think that TJ Watt easily deserved this award. Not a great call. Definitely disagreeing with this one here. Thought it should have been TJ, but instead it was Aaron Donald. Moving on, Offensive Rookie of the Year. This was non-controversial. I mean, if you said it should have been Justin Jefferson, I'm disagreeing with you. I think Justin Herbert. I remember watching the Dolphins draft in 2019. We took Tua. I thought that we were going to take Tua, and I was correct, but I knew that we should have taken Herbert. I loved Herbert coming out of Oregon, and he was not the player that I thought he was going to be. When I say when I say that, I mean because I thought that he was going to be good. He turned out being great. Honestly, there's a chance that he wins MVP next season. Definitely better than Tua, and it hurts me every day to think that we could have had Justin Herbert, but instead we have Tua Tagovailoa. Justin Herbert easily wins this award, threw for over 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, and only played in 15 games. I think if he played in 17, he's throwing for over 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns, to be honest. But Justin Herbert definitely had an insane season this year. Hopefully, he can keep it up next season, because I mean, man, there's a chance that he wins MVP if he improves like crazy next season. Moving on, Defensive Rookie of the Year, another pretty clear one to me here. Chase Young was my pick. The real pick was Chase Young. He had a really nice season, to be honest. I mean, if we look at the stats right now, 4 forced fumbles, including one which was returned for a touchdown, 7.5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, and 12 QB hits. And really, really nice season from him, if you ask me. So pretty clear to me. Chase Young wins this award. Washington was able to make it to the playoffs, and of course Dak was out for most of the season, which kind of stopped the Cowboys from making it. But I definitely think that the Cowboys could have won if Dak was not injured. But with him injured, I definitely like Washington to win the division. And speaking of Washington, the next award, Comeback Player of the Year. I'm going with Ben Roethlisberger. That is an absolute joke. If you think Ben Roethlisberger, then please just step out of this video. I mean, you can keep watching if you want, but, easily Alex Smith. Do I even have to explain what this man went through? I don't think I have to explain. If I explained his whole entire journey, this video would take about 3 hours. If you know Alex Smith, you know what he's been through in the past 3 years. This award easily going to Alex Smith. Congrats. I mean, seriously, you come back, you lead the team to the playoffs, you keep a close game with the Bucks in the first round. There's no reason why it's anybody else. Jeez, I cannot believe that people think that it's not Alex Smith. Moving on, Coach of the Year. Now, the Dolphins had 2 members of the team in their finalists. One was Xavier Howard for Defensive Player of the Year, who I'm guessing ended up in 3rd place. And also Brian Flores, I think, had to be there somewhere, honestly. But I thought it was going to be Brian Flores who won Coach of the Year. Instead, it was Kevin Stefanski. Now, the Browns definitely did improve, and I see why Kevin Stefanski won. The Browns made it to the second round, or let alone the playoffs. The Dolphins didn't, of course, kind of hurts me still. But Flores led his team from one season, went 5-11, got the 5th pick, took Tua. Did they even do anything else, honestly? I mean, they took Tua, and then they turned the team into 10-6. Absolute heck of a performance from Brian Flores, one of the greatest coaches in the NFL right now. But Kevin Stefanski turned his team from 6-10 to 10-6, which is better than the Dolphins. Sorry, well, they had a better record last season. Turns it into the same record as us. And I definitely think that, I think that the Browns actually went 11-5. So, I think an equal performance from each coach. But, yeah, I guess the Browns did make the playoffs, Dolphins didn't, so Stefanski probably earns it more. But I think next season, Brian Flores could win Coach of the Year easily, honestly. And the Dolphins need to make it to the playoffs next season or else I'm done. But, yeah, that's going to wrap up this video, I think. Let me know suggestions, honestly. If you're watching on Anchor, Spotify, I appreciate you, Google Podcasts, whatever. Go check out the YouTube, No Limit Sports Talk. If you're watching on YouTube, go check out Anchor, Spotify, linked in the description, because we're on all platforms for now. Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, whatever it is, we're there. Let us know video suggestions, because I'm kind of running out. Any sport, honestly, baseball, basketball, football, will be on the case. That's going to wrap up. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.